Hi, my name's Christina, and I'm a junior in the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders with a minor in Deaf Studies. This is my backpack. There's two main pockets and a couple little pockets. There's also pockets on the side. I take my backpack with me to classes, and I wear my backpack on my back, usually with two straps, and it's pretty heavy. I keep a lot of stuff in here. Today, together, we're going to be reading Penguins Can't Fly. It's written by Katherine Sulley and illustrated by Rebecca Elliot. Once there were two little penguin chicks. Their eggs had hatched on the same day, and they knew each other's names, Quinten and Billy. When they were baby chicks, they played together. They played peekaboo and called each other silly names like Tintin and Chilly Billy. As the young chicks grew up, their games changed. Billy liked playing hide and seek, but it was a bit rough for Quinten. Quinten liked building with ice bricks, but it was too dull for Billy. They did, however, make a den together once. You'll see, the two little penguins were quite different. Have you guys ever had friends that were different than you or liked other things that you do together? Quinten liked knowing things, like what all the fish were called, how many different types of snow there were, and best of all, how far away the stars were. Billy loved doing things like skating down steep slopes, hurling snowballs, and doing belly flops in the ice. In fact, Billy was always getting into trouble. This was especially true at school. You see, Billy just couldn't sit still. He tried to be good, but he always ended up getting in trouble. "Sit still, Billy," his teacher was forever saying. "How are you ever going to look after an egg when you're older if you can't learn to sit still?" Have you guys ever had this problem? One particular morning, Billy fidgeted so much that the teacher scolded him again. At lunchtime, Quinten couldn't find Billy, so he ate his lunch alone. He was gazing at the clouds when some gulls flew past. "Hello," squawked one gull. "What are you looking at?" "I'm looking at the clouds," replied Quinten. "I think we're in for a snowstorm." "A snowstorm?" squawked the gull. "Yes," said Quinten. "It's not good weather for birds." "How would you know?" asked the other gull. "You're not a real bird." "I am a real bird," said Quinten. "I have feathers and a beak, and I hatched from an egg." "Ah," squawked the gull, "but you can't fly, can you?" Before Quinten could think of a reply, the gull had swooped down and stolen his lunch. That night, Quinten couldn't sleep. He went to sit on his favorite rock and gazed up at the sky. Throughout a tiny gap in the clouds, he could see some stars twinkling. "I'll never be able to reach you," he told the stars quietly, "because I'm a bird that can't fly." Then he heard the sound of a pebble being thrown into the water. "Who's there?" asked Quinten. "It's me, Billy," Billy replied. "Oh, you couldn't sleep either?" asked Quinten. "I'm going away," said Billy. "I'm fed up with getting in trouble." "I wouldn't do that if I were you," said Quinten. "I think we're in for a snowstorm." But there was no reply. Billy was gone. Quinten was right. The next day there was the most terrific snowstorm. You could barely see your flipper in front of your eyes. Everyone huddled together for warmth. All day the wind howled and the snow fell. That evening Quinten heard a voice calling, "Billy! Billy!" It was Billy's mom. "Have you seen Billy?" No one knew where he could be, except for Quinten. Quinten set off right away. It was dark, but Quinten found his way by looking at the stars. At last he came to the den that he and Billy had built when they were chicks. "Billy, are you there?" asked Quinten. "Yes," shivered Billy. "Your mom's worried about you," said Quinten. Is she? Asked Billy. Okay, I'll come home. The two friends walked home together. You were right about the snowstorm, said Billy. Quinten told Billy all about the gulls. Of course we're real birds, said Billy. We just swim instead of fly. I'm not sure I'll be able to swim, said Quinten. Wait until we start swimming lessons, said Billy. It's going to be great. Have you guys ever taken swimming lessons? Quinten didn't have to wait very long. That week at school, they practiced lining up, hopping, skimming, and twisting on the ice. Billy had a great time and didn't get into trouble once. In fact, the teacher said, "Well done, Billy," several times. When it was time to take their first dive, Quinten wasn't looking forward to it. "Don't worry," said Billy. "It's going to be great." Billy leapt into the water, making a huge splash. Quinten stood at the edge of the rock and gazed into the water. "What are you guys scared to do?" Just then, Billy shot back out of the water onto the ice. "Wow, Tintin," he said, "you won't believe the amazing fish and weird stuff there is down there." "Really?" asked Quinten. "Yes, I don't know any of the names," said Billy, "but you will." "Oh, but I don't think I can," started Quinten. But it was too late. Billy took hold of his other flipper, and together they splashed into the sea. Quinten flew under the water, and Billy was right. What an amazing sight. The end.